Can you imagine how really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father dead. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all her homies head. I could wait for your response, but they let her hear me talk, so I just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond. Delivering these bars while I'm gripping on my balls. Jealous niggas hate to see you succeed, so fuck them all. I'm the master of my destiny, nigga, you not in charge. You either on your grind or in the way, so get lost. Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mash on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Shit be stressful, my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by. And you know how it is, where we at, nigga. They say money can't buy happiness, but I be happy as a bitch when I can have dinner. Learn from your losses or you end up like the last nigga. I fall off, I bounce back, I really come from the dirt. But if you wanna make it happen, gotta put in the work. The word will kick you when you down, and I know this shit hurt. And it's crazy cause your family, your shit on you first. My sister stabbed me in my chest, I had a hole in my shirt. I never said a prayer for her on my way to the hearse. I died twice that night, man, I'm just happy to be here. And shit like that is the reason I never be scared. Was drifting through the smoke in the field, I couldn't see clear. It's deeper than the rap, I'm where the bottom of the sea is. Just trying to make it happen till I happen to ball. It's all mind over matter, the fuck the matter with y'all, huh? Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mash on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Shit be stressful, my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by.
There's a rumor going around that Tyler Perry and Oprah are beefing. Well, let me tell you about this. Tyler, okay, told Oprah, bitch, if you don't have my money, we're going to have a problem. Ooh. Oprah said, what is the problem? Ooh. You said if I don't have your money, there was going to be a problem. So Oprah is standing her ground like, bitch, I'm in charge. Yeah, you know, you may have a $250 million studio over there that you film all your shows and movies and stuff on, but I have the empire. That's what Oprah said.
Oh, these are her exact words. Allegedly.
I made this up. But
allegedly.
I made it all up. But there was a rumor that they were beefing. But Tyler confirms that they don't have any issues. So it says it was recently reported on the rumors that was swirling that the twosome were on the outs over constructive criticism of a Perry show. Well, I got some constructive criticism, and we can be on the outs, Tyler, and I don't give a damn because I'm going to make a promo out of this anyway and share it to your page. I need the scenes on Have and Have Nots to be like 5% shorter, each one. I want you to watch an episode of The Young and the Restless, because this is supposed to be a soap opera. No one's dialogue on The Young and the Restless is like this. You don't have to talk about the random plant in the corner for 25 minutes on one damn scene.
They talk about random plants.
It was a blood stain on the floor for 5 episodes. I can't take it. We need to pick this up. I'm sorry. I love the Have and the Have Nots, and I continue to watch it in its 5th season. But I get so mad when I can go get myself a glass of water and come back and he had just started the next sentence in his first paragraph. I can't stand it.
They just want to get the point across.
It's not but you don't get the point for 4 episodes. It's too much. So, now according to ET Online reports, Tyler Perry has a pre-cut and dried response to a pretty cut and dry response to the rumors about him and Oprah. Here's what he says. It's completely false.
What was that? That was your Tyler Perry impression? Oh God! What?
That was my Medea voice.
Oh, gotcha.
Nothing is accurate in this article except for mine and Oprah's names. That's what he said. I mean, you see what I mean? You gotta stick around. I mean, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. I mean, they pay us to do this. So we go off every week right here on BigExposedRadio.com.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. Suicidal, depressed, but you won't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now.
Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show here live only on BeExposedRadio.com. I'm your host, Nate, and we have a special show today. We have a couple guests coming through, but to start things off, please tune in. You can find us every Monday and Friday here on Be Exposed Radio. Also, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Please take a moment to share out if you're watching right now. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that's on live right now. I'm learning how to use technology. Somebody just gifted me a really nice phone, and I don't know how to use the damn thing. Okay. So I'm learning how to use it in real time. So they ain't like my camera. So I say buy me
that
one.
Phone.
Right. Right.
I accept gifts too, by the way.
So we have two of the actors from The Good Life, an original piece by, what's her name again?
Shelby Lauren Nelson Alfred, but just say Shelby Nelson.
Shelby Nelson. I don't want to be messing nobody's names up. But we have Carltaise, and please tell me your name again.
I'm Timeeka.
Timeeka.
She's directing the production.
I'm directing.
She's going to be the stage man. Oh, you're directing this one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's a new. Have you directed before?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I directed the meeting. Hello.
And she's my partner in this.
Right. You were
theater
everything
company.
for the meeting.
Aw.
Yeah.
So let them two introduce themselves, and then we can move forward with the interview.
Well, I'm Carltaise Ransom, and I'm the founder and president and artistic director of the Carltaise Ransom Road Hughes Melanin Manor African Ensemble Theater. That name means a lot to me. It was given to me in a vision because it's all about self-love in the black community, bringing self-love to the black community, self-love individually and collectively, because the self-hatred in our community is one of the biggest things that keeps us down. It's the root of most of the problems that we have. So
Yes, I can definitely vouch for that. I see it a lot in our, especially this arts community. We don't value who we are, so we try to water down the parts of us, and then our art is then reflected. The quality of it is then reflected in the presentation.
Right. And so if you look at our logo, it's like a flag, and it has the different shades. It's Royal Hues Melanin Manor, so it goes from the darkest to the lightest.
Okay.
Showing unity between all of us, because even now today you still see that stupid crap about team light skin versus team dark skin. I can't stand that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, it's things like that are real, and we can't keep on like glossing over it and saying, I can't believe we're still here, because we've never addressed it. Even within our families, we have a hue of colors, and there's always been a lot of jokes about the light-skinned children being the milkman baby, and this all of the different situations that go with colorism. Is not, we can't expect for other people to see us in our entirety if we don't
see us.
Exactly.
We only see ourselves in, but there's a lot of, being somebody that's in the middle, we get to see a lot of what is happening, and it's ugly. I've seen it happen in families and amongst friends, and it's a real thing. People treat this side a certain way, and they overcompensate over this side, and it's ugly. So that's a real thing.
It really is.
A real ugly thing. I just finished watching the young lady from Basketball Wives do an interview on how she was treated by Evelyn, the Puerto Rican Afro-Latina, categorized that way. But it's still real, and I think until we address it as in our own families and our own circles, it won't go away.
Exactly.
It'll be that underlying Willie Lynch thing.
Exactly. So as artists, we have a duty and a responsibility to help uplift.
Cheat out a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You didn't introduce yourself
artists, I did. I'm Timeeka. I am his partner in crime at Carltaise, Ransom, Royal Hues Melanin Manor, African Ensemble Theater. As artists, we have a duty and an obligation to not only uplift our people, but to educate our people, because there's a process to this. It's not going to happen overnight, but healing has to happen. Other cultures and other nationalities, other people heal. We don't get an opportunity to heal because of what we subject ourselves to. So there's
a culture, a consistent culture in other cultures. Right. Whereas ours has been disjointed and dismantled. Exactly.
And we're just told to get over it. We're told to deal with it, get over it, and it's not fair. So we are very conscious of what goes on in our community. So facing the things that we have to face. Most of the time when we're looking for roles, when we're auditioning for parts, people look at your skin tone, oh, you can't play this or you can't do that because of the complexion of your skin. Like we just did a Raisin in the Sun, and I was told by somebody it was too light to be Walter Lee.
And it's tradition. It's sad. It's tradition that happens, because even when we I had auditioned for the meeting several different times, and I've been told, you're really good as Martin. Like, I can see it. But Martin wasn't that thick. Like, we're trained to be actors. So if I'm effective at my job, you don't even see what I look like, or because I am not that person.
Well, you did a great job, by the way, when you stepped in for us at the last minute.
Thank you. I wish I could have learned the line. But it definitely, it happens across the board. And we have it in our sizeism, ageism, colorism, sexism. Like, you see it across the board. And until people stop being so offended and start looking for solutions, I don't think it's going to ever change.
But we are headed in a better direction, because if you look at where we were 20 years ago, half of the roles that we are being allowed to have, we weren't even thought of. Like now, this is 2020, and we're still dealing with the first black this, the first black that. We still have first blacks.
Well, do you realize we take pride in saying that?
Yeah, and that bothers me. That bothers me because I see black people getting so excited when somebody says the first black person. I'm like, oh, please.
Or when it's them. Like, it be little something, and I can't tell what your achievements are, how my new. I don't judge people that way, but it just angers me because other people, the others, hear that. And they take advantage of that.
Right.
And they make it tougher for number 2 and 3 to come through. Because they've let you get through. Like, it hasn't been easy. And then 2, 3, team, they got to start selling off parts of themselves more than you had to.
Exactly.
Because you've celebrated this thing, and I think it's a great thing to have first. And it's sad that we are in 2020, basically, still celebrating first. And fields that are crazy.
Right.
Like, just
We
in
just had
our
a
field
first,
alone.
we really, literally, just last month, had the first African American woman pilot for a commercial airline. Like, it's like, wait, what?
Or the
We
first
just had our first
young
one.
black girl to star in a Nutcracker. Like, certain things, it's dumb
The
to me.
first. Like, I'm floored by some things. I look back like, are you serious? Like, I gotta go check. I have to check because I feel like you're just saying it because it sounds good. But for us to, it really is like, this is the first and I'm like, wow. We still have firsts that we haven't accomplished yet. So
A major field.
right.
Like, it is.
Exactly.
People don't look at it that way, but it becomes something that is so redundant to me, and it gets on my nerves at some point because there's a reality check that you have to have. Like, no, there was none of us, but it should empower all of us to become more unified and begin to build together versus
Not
trying
only
to
that,
compete
when that
with them.
person gets on the pedestal, it's like it doesn't even phase them. It's like, I'm here, instead of, well, let me tell you how I got here. You know what I mean? Not reaching back to say, well, come on, let me show you how to get it. No, it's like, no, I'm here. Don't touch me.
That's the big
Like, what?
secret. Once you get there, how dare I tell you how I got here? And on the flip side of that, the laziness of the people who do want the information is why those people become so guarded and secretive about how they got places. Because you don't want to do the work that I had to do, but you definitely want the title of where I'm at. Or the status, right.
So it's sad, but there's certain barriers that still have to be broken down. Like, that's what we do. So,
and actually, there's a lot of things that black people are the first at that we're not aware of.
Right.
Because other people
But those
get credit
things were
for
done
it.
so long ago.
Right. But
Right.
other people
And
get
we
credit
don't-
for
we
it.
don't get the
Yeah,
credit.
so,
we don't get the credit.
like a black man invented the internet.
Well, thankfully to the internet now and YouTube and now they have a lot of shows that are telling the stories of to be able to depict those things that we have glanced over or we wasn't privy to that knowledge.
So, about the good life, let's talk about what was done here. So there was a playwright contest, that Carltaise
I
up.
I created a black playwright contest called the Diversity Within, because everybody keeps talking about diversity, but we don't realize diversity that we have. But we have diversity amongst our own people that we ignore because we're always trying to be with everybody else. So this contest is called the Diversity Within African Flavors Playwright Contest.
Okay.
And the logo basically says it's like a map, and it has like the different African American, Afro-Latino, Afro-Cuban, and the different islands and so forth. And it says, what does it say? Africa, it says, separated by birthplace, but Africa is our home. So it's about trying to unite the African diaspora and so forth. But go ahead, what were you going to say about?
So Shelby was one of the entrants that entered into the playwright contest, and actually the play that she submitted, though it was a good play, it wasn't the play that wasn't the play that we selected. That play was put on the back burner because she had The Good Life that was still being worked on. So when she submitted The Good Life, it was like, wait, what? Black Wall Street, if it still existed, wait, what? So she submitted a shorter version than the one that we're going to perform on the 15th, December 15th at the Art Social Club, North and Pennsylvania Avenues. So she submitted a shorter version, and then after we put on the production, she came, she saw it, and she put some revisions on it. When I say we got the revised play, and it's double the length of the first play.
Yeah, because it was 47 pages, and then it turned into 95 pages.
Right. So, but
it's good.
It's very good. So she didn't
give a lot of backstory that wasn't there in the
but
original version.
it made it what it needed to be, so that we could see growth, so that we can see African Americans being. There's so many things. So what we did, the difference with this production company. After the play is over, we have questions and responses from the audience. So at the first play, a lot of people were like, yes, it was good, it was this, it was that, and they had questions about what was going on. And I was like, literally after the play, I'm like, okay, any more questions? And there were a few. When we redid the play, when I say we had to stop the questions in it, because it pulled people in. You could see yourself, you could see your brother, you could see your auntie, you could see your cousin, you could see yourself in this play. So it was like what she did when she redid it was necessary. So it was weird because it was so long, but we were like, how are we gonna go from an hour and 10 minutes to 2.5 hours with a play? Like, really? But now, I mean, we
it's not
fixed it. I know,
hours.
but the first time we ran it, it was 2.5 hours. But I mean, we fixed it. It's 2 hours. But it literally is. There's healing. There's forgiveness. There's standing up for what you believe in.
Get to see depicted between black people. We don't get to see black people forgive each other.
Right. So we're going to pause for a second.
Okay.
Pay some bills. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Listen to this flashback of Skyline Radio Show.
So where we at? Where we talk about the effects and what's going on in these schools.
Yeah.
And what people don't understand. Just real briefly, I just want to talk a little bit about what people say bullying is or is not. So bullying comes in many forms. It's a teasing, it's the cyberbullying, it's the texting, it's the phone calls, it's the posting of pictures and people's personal information to pretty much cause them harm, to have them feel insecure. It's the sex assaults that people actually put out there. There are physical assaults, and there are mental assaults and emotional assaults. And what I like to remind individuals that any aggressive behavior towards anyone that is unwanted and unwarranted in an individual asks you to stop. Let's stop there. Stop.
And they should be respecting that.
Respecting that and respecting yourself, because when you're able to respect another person, you're able to respect yourself. And the way that you're able to show that respect is that you know that you have a gift and you know you're uniquely made and that you matter, and then you also acknowledge that the next person beside you matters as well.
Right.
You know, and we lose that sometimes. Bullying is a behavior that underestimates the lives and legacy of you. I'm sure that when they was bullying me, and I'm sure when they was bullying you, they didn't understand who you're going to become later on. I didn't know.
Right, because I'm popping. I can't pop. All right, let me tell you, all those people who felt like they wanted to say whatever to me, look at me now. It's like, no, y'all don't understand, but I've been through some things, okay?
And you know what? No. I applaud you and I salute you, because a lot of times we do not take the time to say, I'm okay, and I'm okay with me, and there's nothing wrong with me, and I'm amazing, and I'm blessed, and I'm strong, and I matter.
Join us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. for Skyline Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Fall into this unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new and take a break from our broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, it's some rules you gotta live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move, don't wait on nobody else. And if it feels like a melody, sing a song, be my radio. And if you follow me there, I'll follow you back. Let the night unfold. I can tell that she can't get enough. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me. Touching hands till we dance in the dark. Show enough, she couldn't get the feels off from me. We do whatever you like. Get the feels off from me. Oh no, she couldn't get the feels off from me. So let's slide, you and me alone, to find who we really are. Crash into something new. I got that leg banging up the car. Told me you kiss, told me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, I wanna take you, but we gotta cruise so we can lose the crowd. If you wanna rule, there's some rules you gotta live by.
Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Artist Exchange Live.
The Artist Exchange. The Artist Exchange.
The Artist Exchange.
Starts now.
Job is to tell the story the way the story is supposed to be told. So as artists, we have a duty and a responsibility, and we have to live up to that. So if we want good roles and good parts and good things, we have to create them. A lot of times they're not available for us, so we have to make them. We have to create what we want to see us be on stage, or we have to be the character. Or like now we're doing a production, and it's like, oh my gosh, I want heads to spin when we do this. I want people to walk out like, jaw drop. So I'm talking about The Wiz. I want people to see.
You are doing The Wiz.
We're doing The Wiz, yes, next spring. But I want people to see our version of The Wiz and be like, oh my goodness, did they really just? Yes. That's really what we just did. So. That's our duty and responsibility. Like I said, The Wiz was done in the 70s and the 80s, and it was done in the 90s.
And
now,
a lot recently too.
Right, but now in 2020, it's like, do you want to see the same exact Wiz that Dorothy and Michael eased on down the road and or do we add some updated technology? Do we add some terminology? Do we add some culture to it? So yes you do. If you want it to still be entertaining, you don't want people in the audience saying the same exact, like somebody played Dorothy saying the same exact words the whole play because she knows the script. You know what I mean? Honey, you're gonna stumble a little bit with this one. You're gonna be looking like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Great, wonderful, that was our job. We were supposed to do that. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
So the whole point of this theater company is to what? If you had to explain it in a couple lines.
It's basically to heal, enlighten, and empower the Black collective, and to get rid of the self-hatred that a lot of our people hold within themselves. And
to pay these actors and actresses that are on stage. So the duty is, there are no paying theaters in Baltimore City. No Black paying theaters. Like we do a lot of community theater, a lot, and it's done because of the love of the art and the love of.
I think there's one,
really?
The predominantly Black one.
So
Eccentric is mainly Black, and they pay. They do.
Really? That's exciting. Okay. So that's the direction we want to move into. So we want people to know that we appreciate you putting time and effort into your craft, doing what you do, and we want you to get paid for it. It's a lot of work to do a lot of these things. Like I've done The Wiz 4 times, 4 different times. I've never got paid to do The Wiz. Would I do The Wiz again for free? I sure would. Would I like to be paid to do it? Oh, heck yeah. So if I see somebody and they say, you want to come and audition for our play, you're going to get paid for it. Guess what? There's certain things that you can pay me to do. If you're telling a character that they're getting paid to do certain things, there's certain things that certain expectation levels are raised. Like when you come in, you should be off book. You should be off book. If we're paying you, when it's time to block, you should be ready to be blocking. You should come in on a more professional level. You know what I mean? If it's a community theater, a lot of people, we take it seriously. We take our roles and take it seriously. So I want to learn my script and be ready for what the director is ready to tell me to do. But other people walk in and be like, oh, I ain't even off book. I haven't even looked at the script yet.
But if you won't do it in a community theater setting, you're not going to do it whether you're getting paid or not. You may hide it a little bit more, but it's not going. The expectation isn't going to be, oh, I got to learn these lines because I'm getting paid. No, if you wasn't doing it over here, that's why I try to tell a lot of people. I know school isn't for everybody, but take classes because it gives you the foundation to take things more seriously versus being, because we have a lot of people that are being paid to be actors. Are they good? No, they're not. Is the production good? No, it's not. I don't care how many billions Tyler Perry get. Not all of his shows are great. You can't keep infusing them with great veteran actors and then putting in pretty faces. But you gotta step up the quality. The money is going to come if you're good at what you do. There are a lot of people who we think are poor, broke, but they're making so much more money than the stars are making because they put the time in and they're putting the effort in. That's theater. Most theater actors get paid very well if they look good at their craft.
See, and that's the thing, getting to be good at what you do. So if you don't take it seriously and you don't practice your craft, if you don't own up to what you say you're going to do, then you just aren't. Like, there's some people that are such a pleasure to work with, and the Baltimore theater life is small, very small. Like, there's so many people. You're like, oh, you know her? Oh, we work together, and it's like, wow, I don't like working with her. She's
when I had this vision, it was because Baltimore is a predominantly black city, and I wanted to have a theater company here that focuses on trying to heal and uplift our people, and also where quality black talent can come and get paid for their craft. Because a lot of us do work hard for a long time, don't get paid a dime. And so when we audition people, we look at people to see what their mind is, to see how dedicated they are, if it's just a game to them. You know.
Is it difficult? Well, I don't want to say difficult. What are you seeing in terms of actors today? Are they prepared to be actors? Are they the business side of what they are? What are you looking at?
Well, I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of talent in Baltimore that are very serious about what they're doing, and they want to build stuff here in Baltimore. They want to build a quote unquote Black Hollywood here and so forth. And they are about us building our own table instead of waiting on someone else to give us the opportunities and so forth like that. So I've seen some really promising things from actors here, and then I've also witnessed some not so promising things from people.
That's the unfortunate part, because we could be so much further, and there's so many talented people who live here and work somewhere else. And it's unfortunate that we don't get to kind of circulate our talent here and make it marketable. Other people are doing it here. It is happening in other cultures. I've worked with many different theater companies, and one of the things is pay. One of the things is the quality of what my experience is. One of them is sitting in the heat when it's hot and sitting in the cold when it's cold, and not feeling like I'm being respected. But I think overall, it has to have some type of give all the way around. If you want your space to be taken seriously, then you need to start reinvesting in it and not trying to make everything else look pretty. And then when people come see it, the seats are falling apart. But to be honest with you, many of the white theaters that are thriving, that are getting foundations to support them, they are sitting in abandoned buildings doing projects. And their guests are coming there and not complaining about sitting in a warehouse.
That's true.
And you know, one of my best productions that I got the most acclaim for was in a storefront. And people, and we look at stuff like that like, I would never. I wouldn't say that. But I got paid for it. I got awesome reviews. I got awards, and it did not look aesthetically like a theater, but we have to stop trying to be everything and just take what we have. If I respect Tyler for anything, he started from one place and he constantly reinvested and grew. If nothing else, I have to give him that props for that.
Oh, I wouldn't look at a storefront and turn my nose up at it at all. When the Art Social Club is not a theater.
It is. There's a theater space, so therefore it's a theater.
Well, yeah, but it's not a traditional.
That's a black box thing. I'm just saying, for us, we want it to look like the Kennedy Center every single time, and it's not.
It's not going to. So we have to be realistic about it. But not only that, support is everything. Support is everything. So when you're looking at theater companies and you're like, hey, this is what we do, this is what we're doing. If you're working with a theater company, you're there time and time again, and then you start to do stuff, and no one from that theater company is there to support. It's like, wait, what? What's going on? Hold up. We're family, right? So.
No.
That reality gets thrown at you really quickly when you do branch off and you try to do something, and then you get the hearsay. Well, they said you're such and such, and they said you're this and that, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. But I'm a child of the world, so I go back and I'm like, hey, family, what's going on? I heard you said so. Don't say something to me if I can't go back and say that you told me that, because that's what I'm gonna check it, because I am here. I'm here for the community. I'm here for what I do. I'm standing firm I'm big and I'm bad. So if I tell you something, you better believe I can tell whoever said it that you said it, or vice versa. If I said it, take me to that person. Yep, that's what I said. Because this is what we have to own up to. Right. This is what we live for. So if we're not supporting one another and we're not there, we can't be in that crab barrel. We can't keep pulling each other down. If I'm not making it, I can't let you make it. It can't happen that way.
And I was the person, many people who have ever worked with me, who ever thought about moving out, just ask them what I said. I'm like, don't leave. The city needs you. Grow your talent here. You could be an international artist from any address. And there has come times when I've thought about leaving, and I actually did. And it is sad that we don't take what we have here so seriously. And many of the people who aren't from here. And they come here and they build and they grow and they achieve. And we're still sitting here with 1 or 2 theater companies, really one that we can call our own, which we really can't call our own because somebody else is calling it theirs. But it's no other reason that we can't be successful. It's no other reason that we can't find ways to work together, but we are our worst enemy. We get in our own way a lot. And before we can go any further, and I don't even really think there should be another theater company built or another ensemble put together until what we have is already
thriving and nourishing.
Like we can't keep building something new because this one doesn't work anymore.
Not only that, when you look at what's going on the Baltimore level, when we have productions that we're thinking about, it's like, who would be good? So we'll hold auditions, okay? Not enough people come out for auditions. People are already working on stuff. They're already doing this. So they're not available for the audition. But hey, wait, are you available to come and be a part of the play after the audition's over? We didn't fill this slot. Who do we know that could do this? We're calling on this person. We call out to the family that we know can do. So we have 3 or 4 different matriarchs that we know could fit this role. Let's call them, see what they're working on. Go down the line.
There's some people that I know that I work with over the years that I don't necessarily have to audition them because I know that they can knock it out the park.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I don't like that.
What?
Because a lot of them don't always. The whole not audition. Like for me, one of my problems is I've never had to audition for anything. And if I did, it wasn't really a serious audition. It was just that person's way of like, hey, Nate, let's catch up. And I'm like, no, because when we go outside here, it's a whole different game.
Different world.
They don't care. They sitting across from family members making them audition because they're taking their work seriously. And I know more of our culture is more family oriented, but we got to get the professional side done. And that's something that I've learned. And in the last, I'd say 6 years, I've been being called difficult more because I've chose to look at that side because I want to eat from this. You know, I have 4 nieces who I want to leave something to. I ain't having no damn children, but I want to leave them something that they can hold on to and be able to say.
Wait, you heard me say those are the roles that we didn't get people to come to audition for, but we had to find someone for those. I made my own children audition. You better believe I'm not playing.
Well, it's not all make people audition that do, but like for my film that I just did recently this past summer, the person who I wanted to play my character's best friend. I didn't make him audition because I knew his character, I knew his dedication as an actor, and because
you found somebody to love you.
Yeah, because he came through for us the last time we did The Good Life, the first time we did the long version of The Good Life. He came through 2 weeks before because somebody dropped out on us.
That is, I hate people.
He jumped in there and he learned those lines, and he was dedicated. You know,
that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. Our professionalism
hanging at
in
the
this
last
city.
minute,
That's one of the things that people don't. That's why Center Stage was closed to us for so many years, and the only time they let us in is when they were getting somebody from the School of the Arts, and that was it. But we got to step out, and I hate being the other side, but we got to really step up the professionalism level because we're losing out on so much. And I'm not saying I've never did that. Like called you, like, can you do this?
Yeah.
Because you know what people are capable of, but we have to begin to take ourselves seriously, because that wouldn't happen anywhere else.
You're absolutely correct.
You know, they just would not start the progress until they have casted, or you know, people fall out of things all the time, but how many people from them other theaters stopped doing it a week before?
Right.
Like how many stories have you heard from them? It happens. I've been on casts where it's happened, but it doesn't happen because people take it seriously, or they like, oh no, I gotta, even if I'm bad, I gotta finish this because I don't want my name. But for our stuff, you know what? I'm not feeling this anymore. If they say anything to you, sometimes they just stop showing up.
You're right.
I'm a trooper. I'm dedicated because when I was in Five Guys Named Mo back in 2017, I got sick like 2 days before the show, and it just got progressively worse. I was congested and everything, and I had to sing in this show. But I pushed myself. All I wanted to do was go home and lay down. But I came every day. I was there. It was like 5 performances. And each performance, the cold got worse and worse. But I still got up there and gave all my all.
But on Broadway, you would have had to keep going. I mean, they would have had an understudy waiting for those performances you couldn't have missed. But you contractually obligated. And that's why I said, like, for us, sometimes we find people that love us. Like, that was how I was taught to be a director. Find somebody that loves you. And I don't do that anymore because I don't want any favors. I don't want you to feel like you owe me something or I owe you. Like, no, let me go through the process like everybody else, and you tell me no if you don't want me, or if you really want me, say it. But I don't want to be paddled like that no more.
And I feel strongly about what we do. So I sit back and I get phone calls 2 weeks before the show starts, like, hey, I need you to come in and read for this part. I got a part, and I called him. I know we have rehearsal or something. I'm like, I won't be there Tuesday. I got called to come down to do a part, and he's like, okay. And I'm like, it's probably a small part, such and such and such. 2 weeks before, main role. I'm like, wait a minute, she on every page. Wait a minute. They were like, you can do it. Look,
I've been asked as an actor.
You can do it.
It's happened to me too several times.
Somebody
dropped out on
right, but you know, because of what we care about, when I get it, if I say I'm going to do it, I will go home, I'll take a couple days off of work, I will be under the cover, like, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to do this, because when I walk out there, it's like, oh, they got Timeeka to fill in, yeah, she's going to do, I sure am, because that's how much the passion that I have for what we do, it's like, I'm going to do as best I can. I might, between scenes, I might be on my script, I got this, yup, walk out, bam, hey, yup, here I am, I'm here, and that's it, because I love what we do. I love, when I step on that stage, I can be anybody I want to be. I don't have to worry about my life at home. I don't got to worry about the bills that weren't paid yesterday. On stage, I'm somebody else.
They're still going to be unpaid.
They're going to be there when I get back, but while I'm on that stage, I'm somebody very different, and I can be that person for a few minutes, and
to be completely honest, I am not seeing that passion across the board.
Everybody don't have
and that's
that.
And I'm a realist, and I have to call it the way I see it. I don't see that passion anymore. I see people doing this because it's cool, it's cute, it's a thing to be now. And that's one of the reasons why I have not directed a play in a couple years, or I haven't really gone out for shows in a couple years. Like right now, as an actor, I work because it's directors I've never worked with before, or a house that I've never done, or a show that I really want to do, and things have to line up. And I've been called difficult a lot lately, but I don't care. Like, but I'm gonna take me seriously. I owe Sally Mae a lot of money for this talent and this passion that I have, and I'm not willing to sacrifice it anymore, even if it means not being able to be a star as I first envisioned it to be. But you have to get all. You can't just be on stage. Like the stage isn't just about the applause. There's a lot that goes in before that curtain falls. And that's the work that, and I just don't see that drive and that passion. I'm sitting in the green room, and I'm seeing people who are just in the motion of it. Or who've gotten so used to being in the motion of it that it's just second nature to them. They really talented or not, and they just going with the flow. And I just don't see that drive and that passion. It's still a lot of them out there, and I've been blessed to work with a lot of people, but I just don't see that passion as much.
You know what I've done, and just to listen and see. Every time you take the stage, you should be that character. You shouldn't be the first person you played as this person. You shouldn't be this person as this person. You should be able to see that you have taken the time to study your character.
Yes.
You know the backstory of your character. You are that person. It shouldn't be like you shouldn't be Walter Lee as the whatever. You should know. Every time you step on that stage, you should make that audience forget your name and hone in on you as the character in the play. Like, I could be Martin if I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? If I had to be, could I be my sure could? But that's what has to happen. You have to bring it. It's not up to somebody else to make you believable. You have to be all inside of you to make this audience believe that.
You got to study.
Because one of the things that I said I wasn't going to do anymore, I've been a part of theater companies and community theater, educational theater. I'm only going to be the role that I've been asked to do. I'm not going to be the stage manager and the costumer and the front desk person. I'm not doing that anymore. And I'm tired of seeing that in us. If you can't find somebody to love you, don't do it, because the quality will be lacking somewhere. And that's one of the things that was hard for me, but I can't be a part of something where I got to wear a hat on 5 different sides. I don't want to do that no more. Because especially as an actor, you're losing so much. And I just want to come in and worry about what I want to do. Because that's how, people start getting hoarse and they start losing their voice or getting sick because you're doing so much and not resting. And then the day of, you like, oh yeah, I got lines to do. I'm not doing that. I've had to direct and step in and be an actor before. I'm not doing that anymore. One, because you're not even getting paid for all those different things.
You're not getting a different pay for all that.
You're getting paid that one thing if you're getting paid, and I'm not. So there's been several things that I said I wouldn't do. But we're going to come back. Hopefully our other guests will join us. If not, oh well. They missed out. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BigExposedRadio.com.
Okay. They should be.
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Artist Exchange Radio Show.
Any trouble, because I get into any trouble, but I had a problem that this then became a discussion at that workplace environment. Now, the discussion was I should have been more sensitive. In what way was my first response? And I guess when I had to meet with that said person who had the issue with the person who was said leader of that organization, I said, well, to that person, how would I have known that? Well, you should have asked.
I think so. You want my opinion?
It was a circle, and I was willing to go on that merry-go-round.
You are better than most.
Yeah.
I think that's normal when you're in a group and there's norming. Most of the time when you're in new work environments or you're in a space where you're getting to know people, it's normal now to ask for people's preferred pronouns. You wouldn't have known that.
Normal to who? What is normal?
Well, you work in social... You work in social innovation and
my pronouns, so it's not normal to me.
You don't, but I think, because I feel like the person was probably offended because they felt like you were not honoring whoever they are, right? But you wouldn't have known that.
Still to this moment, I don't know what their pronouns are. So in that
they didn't offer
circle, we still don't know. So I'll go as far as saying I perceived it to be a she.
Perceive them to be a she.
Them.
Yeah.
Her, him, they, them.
It seems like they, them would be the easiest one on this one.
Join us every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. for the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
First they love you, then desert you, leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste of it, bad, burned and fucked over. Remain strong through the Passover, kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me to let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pen I see. Get with it now without it.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
go to other theater, but a lot of people don't want to. They don't want to learn anything.
Right.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. I have two individuals with us. Can y'all introduce yourselves again? Tell people how they can find you and how we can get tickets to the show also.
Yes, my name is Timeeka Addison. I'm directing The Good Life. This is a production put on by the Carltaise Ransom Royal Hughes Melanin Manor African Ensemble Theater.
Okay.
I know, I love saying it because a lot of people are like the Royal Hughes Manor African Carltaise. No, you know what? The Carltaise Ransom Royal Hughes Melanin Manor African Ensemble.
We need an acronym.
Yeah. No, we tried. It didn't work.
I just saw the Melanin Manor for sure, the Royal Hughes Melanin Manor.
Yeah. So the play is going to be December 15th at the Arc Social Club, which is on North and Pennsylvania Avenues. What is it, 2426?
2426 Pennsylvania
Avenue. And the production is going to take place at 4?
No, the production is at 4:30. The doors open at 4
doors
o'clock.
open at 4, sorry.
3:30.
3 o'clock? No. 3:30, there you go.
Drinks.
Oh yeah, there will be a cash bar.
Yeah, and there will be dinners
there
for the low price of $5. There'll be delicious dinners.
I know. Come on in. Buy them dinners and having an awesome time. The Good Life. Well, introduce yourself first, then we'll tell them about The Good Life.
I'm Carltaise Ransom.
I'm the mouth.
Once again, I'm called. Yeah, she's the mouth. I'm Carltaise Ransom again. I'm the founder of the theater company and so forth, and we're about to do The Good Life, which we're very excited about because it teaches some history about Black Wall Street, and it shows what it would be like possibly if it was still running today, because it is set in modern day. It's not like going back in time. It's like, what if it was never destroyed? It's still going on.
So in the community in Greenwood, where The Good Life is taking place, we run our town. We run our town. So we have our own protectors, we have our own judges, our own lawyers, our own schools, our own banks, our own investment companies, financial advisors. So we actually have the power to be. And there are a couple of lines in the play that are really like, oh my gosh, wow. It's like, I hate to step outside of Greenwood because I don't feel safe. I don't feel protected. I've been pulled over by Caucasian cops outside of Greenwood, and they don't care about us. But in Greenwood, our protectors care about us, and we care about them. It's a community where we take care of our own. We protect our own. So somebody's not just gonna walk up in here and look at us and be like, oh no, you're gonna such and such. Be like, no, excuse me. You know, they're checked every step of the way. Like I'm very pleased with the outcome of what Black Wall Street looks like.
And it also mentions the fact about like having our own hospitals and so forth, and that healthcare is provided for you whether you make $1 million or you don't have a cent to your name. We take care of our own.
So what if Greenwood really existed? So the pride and the passion that goes into putting on a production like this is seeing people read the script for the first time and seeing them like, whoa, for real? Like you see this young man come into this building that's nothing.
That abandoned building.
An abandoned building that's nothing, but he turned it into a building that has multi-million-dollar investors coming in, pouring into him, pouring into his company. So I love the thought of what that actually looks like. So what if we really did have those opportunities?
And
what if
one of the actors that we hopefully will make it here before we're finished today.
We still got time.
Yeah, he's playing my boss. Then he becomes my former boss because I go and start my own business. But his mentality is very capitalistic, which is like this country. Very capitalistic, and so he's very greedy. He just wants to take over everything. He's like, I don't have any competition. You know, he thinks he's all of that. So
he must be young.
He finds out eventually that things are not going to go his way forever. And so there's some split ups between friendships in this thing, but it comes back later on to forgiveness and redemption.
What do you want people to walk away with from this production?
As the director, I love for people to take everything in that I see. Like when I saw the healing process taking place, like when you first read the script, you read the script, but when you start directing and making people move in and they get to see what I want them to see. Oh, I'm sorry. They get to see what I want them to see. So it's like, yes, when she leans in, should she lean in further? You know what I mean? All that. Like we as people, you see the women step up. You see a strong black woman step up and say, you know what? I do need a strong black man, because so many powerful women are like, I don't need a man, I'm good. Honey, if you had a man, you'd see you needed a man. If you had a real man, you'd see you need a man. So that providing that is hard, because sometimes men have a stereotype, and I know I'm not apologizing, I'm not whatever, I did it, yep, nope, I'm not going back. But to see a man say, you know what, to see an angry man say, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Like to realize, wait a minute, I need to fix this. This is my best friend in the whole wide world, and I'm about to lose him over something stupid. I'ma shut up. I'm sorry. Like that is powerful, because a lot of people don't know how to. Not only do people not know how to say I'm sorry, people don't know how to receive I'm sorry. Okay, so where do we go from here? Like you said you're sorry, now what? Now what? So it can be, relationships can be mended. People can come back and fix it. People can apologize. We have to learn how to give and take apologies.
I mean, it's just a lot in our culture that that doesn't warrant that type of behavior. Right. Like we just wasn't programmed that way. Exactly. Unfortunately, and that's why I like theater, because it's such a in your face. It's different from film and TV because it's normally sliced together. Right. But theater is an ongoing process, and you see the cracks and crevices, but you also see the story and you feel the energy in the room. So if it's a story that is reflective of where we are, that's why as a director, I no longer speak for the audience. What I would like for people to take away is normally the statement that I start with, because depending on where you are, if you're a person that forgive, that part kind of goes over your head, versus this part over here that's speaking to where you are in that moment.
And you know what else? I think that the reason I like theater as opposed to television and film, don't get me wrong, I would take a role quickly, but theater for me every night is different. The audience response to what just happened is different every night. The first time we did the play, the second time we did the play, when we ran it a third time, it's like the audience reception of it. There were a lot more men in the audience that were just like, wow.
It really depends on who your audience is. And theater speaks to just the humanity of people. On TV and film, you can kind of like push away the emotion, but when you're sitting in a theater and there's other people in there and there's a energy in the room, you can't help but to kind of
having done both. I mean, I love film too, but I'm more connected to theater because you do have the audience there and the interaction and
depending on who they was, if they had a couple drinks before, that's a different audience. If it's a younger or older audience, that's a different audience. So it really forces you to be true to what has been prepared versus trying to play to, and that's how you tell a novice from a veteran actor. But just really being able to capture the moment of what you're trying to convey and what the director and the writer meant to be seen. But sometimes that still goes over to people because people interpret things the way they totally different.
That is true. And I think the biggest thing about theater is those things that are, if it's done right, the things that hurt us in the past, when we're being educated about it and the healing process starts, it starts a different conversation. It starts something new, something I never had to deal with this before, but oh wow, okay, let's talk about it. That's why we do like to talk. As soon as the play is over, lights up, curtain call, questions and answers, like right here, right now, not go and have an intermission, then come back. No, right here while it's in your face, what did you take away from this?
So your theater this theater company is more about the workshopping aspect of theater versus just the production side of it. So let's take a quick commercial break. I believe there's someone out in the lobby, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
So we got a food.
Exposed Radio.
Well, if you made them, take care of them.
Yeah, that's
Period.
the real. That's the real deal.
It's period.
And all that old money shouldn't go toward this, money should go to. If the child is with one of the parents 24/7, 7 days a week, you don't even come get your child every day. You come get your child once a month maybe, or once every 3 months.
Right.
You cannot dictate where that money goes, especially if the child ain't calling you about nothing. Now, if the child calling you every week, then you can question about where the child support is going. But if every time you pick up the child, they look nice, they ain't complaining about nothing, why are you worrying about where the money go at?
It is what it is. Radio show.
Skirt, 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 skirt. Start, skirt, 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 start, start. I be up in the way. 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 Running on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I be up in the way. 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 Bedroom phone ring, girl in t-shirt answers me. I get off on the way that she answers me. First time saw her, I knew she was the one for me. Ever since then, we've been vibing on some chemistry. It's just a matter of time. I know she feeling my vibe. I got the keys to the ride. She put her hands on my thigh. She got that look in her eye. SL what I'm riding. Royalty, call me highness. All day and overnighted. Cause it's crunch time when I'm grinding. This Adderall got me nauseous. Proceed with caution. Tired of lanes, I'm exhausted. Poppin' Zanny Zan, sipping out the faucet. I'm confused, don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what I'm doing? Got me going where the I'm going. Out of space, where I'm going. Wait, where I'm going? Wait, where I'm going? Out of space, where I'm going. Out of space, where I'm going. I'll be up in the way. 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 Running on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I'll be up in the way. 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 Can I talk to you? I've been working hard. I've been up all night. I just been so high. I feel nothing off the sands. Withdrawals killing me. I need something to sleep. Need you on top of me. I need to get high. Dreams designer all night. Chanel should be haunting my dreams. Wearing my clear on my sleeve. I'm not who you need me to be. Indigo sound for the team. Royalty sound for the team. Hippie vibing for the team. I need space, girl. I need to get out, yeah. Slow my motions, leaning. I've been out, yeah. Never worry about me. I've been chilling. Can't do this no more. I'm in my feelings. Can't put your business all out in the open. Can't fix a heart that's already been broken. You changed my ways, I'm already hopeless. I take my time, I figure it out, girl. You know you are. I'll be up in the way. 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 Running on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I'll be up in the way. 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 I'll be up in the way.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
people that are coming to our businesses, and we pay a fee to be downtown. Welcome to the Artist Exchange. They know I'm organic here. Welcome to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. We have a new member. You mind introducing yourself, Mr. Eric?
Sure. My name is Eric Floyd. I am.
He forgot.
Yeah, he forgot. I'm playing the character of Kwame Hardwick. Should I talk about the character?
Go ahead.
Sure, talk about that man.
Give us a synopsis.
Let me tell you about that man, Hardwick. He's very stern. He's an older individual, very stern, very no nonsense, and very about his money. He is he's about his business. Mr. Hardwick, I don't know if they described the Greenwood situation somewhat.
We did.
Okay. So like Mr. Hardwick pretty much he was the standard of Greenwood, or he is the standard of Greenwood, and he wants to remain that way. So, he wants to remain
Thank you.
that head honcho, so to speak, in Greenwood. He's not ashamed of, he worked hard to get where he is.
Okay.
He struggled. Him and some other counterparts, they did their thing to get to the top of their level of their business.
But he became a little greedy at some point, though.
Yeah, he became greedy. He felt like he wanted to be on top. That's his thing. That's his genre. So I like to compare Mr. Hardwick. I don't know if you all are familiar with the Young and the Restless.
Victor Newman.
Victor Newman.
Oh God.
We all.
So you know how Victor Newman is. Kwame is somewhat very much like Victor Newman. Kwame has a little soft spot at times, but he's still about
tiny.
When?
Like this dude.
Oh, you're right. Okay, never mind. Right, so you must be Jack Abbott then, huh?
He has a soul.
I'm Jack.
But he has to really see through all of, get past the money and the greed stuff to really see because he forgets that he's human. So he has to kind of get it together a little bit. But at the same time, he's still about his money.
So who is Eric? Because we don't want to give him too much because they have to pay for that.
That's right. They got to give him things.
So who is Eric?
Sure. Oh, about me. Who am I? Wow. How many people? I'm E Flow, 3Flow, Instagram. If you want to check me out. No. A little about me. Full time I do work. I have a full-time job. Sometimes over 40 hours a week, sometimes 50 hours a week, and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my church. I am a part of the praise team where I go to church. I attend Liberty Outreach Center in Woodlawn, Maryland. If you ever attend or come out one Sunday, 1724 Woodlawn Drive, Suite 3435. I am the only male on the praise team. You will see me there. Yeah.
And his pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
That's how I knew it was his church.
Right.
I was there for,
never
mind, we're going to stop there. But his picture's on the wall at the church.
I also enjoy spending time with friends, family. I enjoy exercising and trying to stay in shape, not that I'm bulky or nothing like that.
This is dating radio.
Oh, dating radio.
Okay. So how did you come to be a part of the Carltaise Ransom Royalties Melanin Banner African Ensemble Theater? Let's go there.
Take me there.
What was your first role with?
My first role was Carltaise Ransom Third Theater.
See?
I believe I was we did the 3 plays with Ray Hansberry, Durga Marshall, and the meeting. And the first 2 plays, I was Daddy.
You were Lorraine's father.
He was Hugs. I was Mrs. Hansberry. He was
Daddy
Mr.
Hansberry.
Hansberry.
And You were professor in third
I was
grade.
a professor and the third grade martial piece. So yeah, that was pretty inspiring roles to play. Yeah, what else have we done?
How long have you been acting?
Let's see, I've been acting since I want to say maybe 2014. Yeah, just 2019. No, earlier than that. Yeah, about 2014, 2013. I did a little bit in high school. That was back in '97.
What school did you go to?
I went to Northern High School.
Okay.
Go Vikings. That was like I think my first like actual production. A classmate of mine wrote a play based on Kwanzaa, and it was pretty much off of the theme of Scrooge. What is that? A Christmas Carol, but it was Kwanzaa themed. And I played I forgot which ghost. I might have been Umoja or somebody.
Okay.
But I remember I played like a slave or something. And I actually won an award that year for playing that character, the Best Dramatic Award. For being that character. So once I got to college, I kind of stuck with the choir thing. I was on a gospel choir my entire college career, and I went to the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. Class 2001. Yeah, go Hawks.
Were you partying or were you in the choir?
Nah, I was in the choir.
Eastern Shore, the party capital.
That's what they say.
It's in the truth today. Plead the fifth. Just plead the fifth.
It's a great school, great family members I've met from UMS. Didn't really get into the drama there, but like I said, more of the gospel scene. And then as an adult, it just kind of came out of nowhere. A buddy of mine just called me one day and he said, "Hey, you want to be in a play?" I'm like, "What, a play?" He's like, "Yeah, man, it'd be fun. Just do it. Let's just do it." Me being me, okay, I'll do it. So, and actually the play was, it was an original play called The Delta that was written by Ramona Jones McLean, who is a part of Excellent Productions.
EP.
Yeah. By way of Concord Baptist Church. So,
all of that. Yeah, Ramona.
Yeah, I was roped into one of those.
You know what? Thank you very much.
A week before
yes,
the show.
Thank you.
It's so funny because like I ended up being like a main character in that play, and I was like, wait a minute, I was bamboozled, But at the same time, it just kind of opened something back up. So it. From there, doing the Delta, I'm acting and I'm singing, and I've never done it before.
It just goes
singing
together.
It just goes
together.
I'm just gonna sing by myself, like, and that's what I was doing. So it definitely pushed me to new limits. It was life changing. I was 35. At 35, says let's do something out the box, do something different this year. Even in my job, I did something different, which led me to promotions. But it started. That's how I started acting. So since then, I've been in Excellent Productions things. I then met Carltaise. We knew some of the same people. He introduced me to the Arena Players. Ended up doing a couple of productions with the Arena Players, and then he created his own theater company. And the rest, I shall say, is history.
And we're here.
So in terms of this project, what does it mean for you in terms of the theme and the message?
Well, for me, I think it means as a people, I think for me, it's teaching us that we should really start getting back into owning our own businesses, supporting each other, each other's businesses, helping each other out, communicating. You know, all of that kind of comes into play. You know, that's what I kind of gained from this. If you guys see, you know, once you buy your tickets and come to the show, you'll see aspects of that lacking in the characters. So eventually, you know, I can't say anymore because you got to come to the show.
I hear that. And the show is when?
The show is Sunday, December the 15th. Am I looking at this camera?
This one right here with the light.
Okay. Sunday, December the 15th. Will be at 4:30 p.m.
Doors open at 4.
Doors open at 4.
At the Arc Social Club on North and Pennsylvania Avenue. Go ahead.
Penn. You can't miss it. The one and only Arc Social Club. And guess what? There's no Ravens game that day. So
Hey,
we can be there.
Yes. No
At 4
excuse.
o'clock. You have no excuse to come check us out.
There's a cash bar and food will be sold for a mere $5.
Look at that. You can't be there.
Dinner for $5.
Nice Sunday afternoon thing that you can do with your friends and your family.
And bring them all out.
So, in speaking, and any of you can answer this question, what is it to be an artist from Baltimore? What does that mean to you?
Wow, I'll start. Great, wonderful. There's a lot of talent here in Baltimore. So to be an artist from Baltimore, the community, the artist community, it's so small that you just walk around and it's like, hey, wait, I know you. I've worked with you before. I know. And a lot of times you see faces and you see, but to know who's from Baltimore and see somebody on a bigger platform, on a bigger stage, in a bigger area it's so awesome when you can bump elbows with somebody in DC and they're from Baltimore, or you can be in New York and be like, wait, aren't you from Baltimore? It's a big, thriving city where talent it's compressed. It's not, nobody's like busting out of the seams right now, but there's so much talent here. There's so much talent here, and I don't know why we don't just all just do it and just soar. Like it's here. It's possible for stuff to happen. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just so there's so many different things going on at one time, and it's like, wait, this week this is going on, this week that, and we try to support each other. We try to go, hey, wait, somebody's in such and such down there, somebody's over there, and so, oh, his church is doing this. We try to be there for one another, but when you can't, it's like, then to hear about it, it's like, oh man, I missed it. I missed it. Well, let's go get the DVD. Did they tape it? We can go back and buy the DVDs. Like, the support is real. So having this small community of us is an awesome thing. And I love when people call me and say, hey, Timeeka, I need you. I love that. I love feeling needed. Like, you saw a need and you called me. So I'm coming. I mean, as many times as I can, I show up. If I can't, then guess what? I'll probably try to help you find somebody. Because that's who we are. I'll try to find somebody to fill that role for you if I can't do it. But if 9 times out of 10, if you call me, you put a script in my hand, I got 3 other scripts, but I'm gonna memorize this one too.
So
and
we're
that's
gonna work on you sending out a contract soon too.
Yes.
So you're not just
you're right.
Giving the world your talent.
You're right.
Okay.
All of that. I'm trying to give you some of my talent too. Yes.
Either of you.
I agree with Timeeka. Like, it's so much talent here. To me, it's bigger than me. Like, I'm amazed at sometimes what I run into, and the work ethic of the individuals that I work with is like amazing. Like, I learn from them too. You know, they're talented, and they're just like, you know, inspiring. I'm like, I need to work on something. But you know, that's something that I really take pride of, you know. I do learn. I still learn. The artists, like I said here, the talent is just amazing. And like you said, that the community is small, and to have people come up to me and say, "Hey, weren't you in this such and such?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I was. You saw me? You recognized me? Remember me?" That's also a little, you know, that's a great feeling as well. So, you know, you kind of feel a part of something. But yeah, Baltimore, I think, you know, I want to say this. I think what we have to learn is that, you know, we might not be able to support everybody at the same time, but we can still support them another time. You know, we can definitely, like, say, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But I think the thing is spreading the word. So once you spread that word and say, oh yeah, You know, somebody else will hear that, say, oh, I think such and such went to that production. I think I'm gonna check it out next time. So it's okay to support different things. You know, everybody don't have to be at one place at the same time. We can go, somebody go here, somebody go here, somebody go here. We come back, talk about it, and next thing you know, when that person do something else, then you can go support that person. And you know, so I think that's, you know, I think that's something we gotta take heed of. You know, and there's nothing wrong. You know, I don't want to make the person feel bad if I don't show up. And no, you know, people understand. If you can't make it, you can't make it.
Amen.
You know.
I agree. There are a lot of talented brothers and sisters here, and I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of them and work with them that are very passionate about what's going on. And I've had a lot of people try to get me to leave Baltimore too, like you should be in New York and all this and that. And why are you trying to build Melanin Manor here in Baltimore? You should take that vision somewhere else. But this is my hometown, and this is where I've been given the vision to do it here and to build here. Atlanta is no different than Baltimore. People keep calling Atlanta the Black Hollywood, so-called Black Hollywood. The same thing that was done in Atlanta could be done here. We have just as much talent here, if not more, here.
Right. Well, Atlanta became Atlanta because it was limited in its art scene. It became a roadhouse, and then it just blossomed from that point. We're going to take a quick commercial break. I believe our fourth member is here, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on the Artist Exchange Radio Show, only on BeExposedRadio.com. Don't go anywhere.
Okay. So she is in the building because she was like...
Take a minute and listen to this flashback of the Black by Demand radio show.
Control. They said she wouldn't, so they didn't know if she had a weapon. So it's just a mess. So yeah, you do have to have these discussions with your children.
You do, and you have to make them aware of that there is an enemy out there. Every time the police pull you over, or every time you have an interaction with the police as a black person, you are at risk of being in front of your enemy. Hopefully, it's not a police officer that wants to demonstrate that he's your enemy, but we all see it's a high probability of that being the case. So if we're not talking to our children do not have the coping mechanisms to deal with these type of intense situations. What they're going to do is what most of us do as black people, me and anyone else, which is become emotional. And that is the trigger point for the police. They know that black people are emotional people. So when they arrive on the scene, they are purposely trying to say and do things to you to get your emotions up, right? And then once they get your emotions up, then it's like, oh, that's what we needed. Now we're going to kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. You know, so I'm saying we need to have these discussions with our children, you know, and make them understand in this day and age, and it's every day and age really, but we'll just say this day and age for the sake of it being so prevalent on social media, like you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. And I think a lot of us as black people are just scared to still tell our children that there are a group of people out here that are your enemies.
Join us every Monday at 12 noon for Black by Demand radio show, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Like keys, only have this bitch jumping.
Okay. If I sit around, hold up. Look. If I sit around, hold up. Yeah. Rebel rap. Let's do it.
If I sit around, I'ma smoke some more. Wasn't even thinking about smoke before, but I'm in my head and I'm in the bed. Don't know who I am, like I'm wearing a mask. Work them old, tell them where the cash. If you wear the cash, tell them where the cash. If you playing for you, gon' run it back. Don't make promises, but I promise that. Don't promise me, cause I ain't into that. Fell in love with that and got hurt from that. That was all over and the curtains back. Can't see you not noticing that. I'm letting it go, it ain't holding me back. Yeah, I'm on dice, but ain't come for the crap. Drinking with uncle, we only do jack. How I'm alive, I thank God for that. Praying about it, things getting better. Open it up with my name on the letter. Why you crazy about it? Saying whatever, you shy to be you. You know you gotta be you. Sometimes I need privacy too. Yeah, you know I ride. You know I ride, and you know you ride for me too. Yeah, you know I. Look, you like getting that hit for real. When it's me and Murray, just us, we chill. I'm in a rush to get off to get you. Never ever had to floss to get you. Pay the dues that it cost to kiss you. Rug burns on the carpet with you.
Oh yeah. Come on, dog, throw this in there. Had to dedicate this to the homie out of New Orleans. free. Said she wanna bump that. You wanna do it? Go ahead, do it.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood, decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
Same respect, what is happening? We're trading what's important for shiny things. I can't allow this blasphemy. It's blasphemy. Why would you treat yourself like that? We didn't come this far just to fall right back. Don't lose yourself, stay on track. Baby, you're a god. Baby, you're a god. Believe that. Full of the things that we've overcome. Full of unspoken battles we've won. You're so much better than that. Sometimes the truth ain't always catchy as rap. Stop chasing cheese or you get stuck in a trap.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to the Artist Exchange Radio Show. It's getting a little full in the room now.
Yeah.
We have a new cast member that's joining us. Can you introduce yourself, Miss
My
Lady?
name is Rakael Howard. I play Adara Johnson in The Good Life.
Can you tell us a little bit about your character and then give us a little insight into who you are?
Adara is a businesswoman fully, okay, from the head to the toe. She worked really hard to get her company up and going. She made some sacrifices in her life. That's where Malik Goode comes in, but I'm not going to spoil the play. And she's teamed up with her brother to make sure that the company runs to a certain caliber. And I think she takes pride in that. She takes pride in Greenwood. She takes pride in being an African-American woman.
Cool. Go ahead. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are in real life?
I am from North Philly, and I touched my chest, sorry. I'm from North Philly, and I started in Philly about the age of 6 or 7 for the Black History Theater productions there. They used to have a Black History Theater Festival when I started there. Then I came to Baltimore, Maryland, well really, Perry Hall, White Marsh. Okay, Maryland. And I started there, and I started at Cockpit Court. Shout out to y'all. And then I started traveling to Scotland at the Fringe Festival, doing theater there. And I just continued my career to try to get to a level where my whole family can live privileged. Okay.
So how long have you been acting?
Since I was about 6. So that's a long time. Not going to tell my age. But it's been a journey. It's been a long venture, but it's been exciting and it's been blessed.
So as we kind of close, we kind of got like a half an hour left, 2 more seconds, but I wanted to get into just why you all do this. Because it sometimes can be a thankless job. Applause can only last for so long, and you can't go to BGE with reviews.
Right.
So why do you do this?
Well, it chose me. It's always been in me since I can remember elementary school, 6, 7 years old. I've been acting and was on the school choir and all that kind of stuff. So it's always just been a part of me. And I started writing little plays and stuff when I was like 10 years old and stuff like that. So the arts has just always been in me. It's a passion.
I can't see you not doing it.
Right. I was about to say, it's just part of who I am. It's part of my DNA. Theater for me is I like a challenge. I like being offered a role that I have, a script that I played that I've never even heard of before, and getting that script, reading, finding out who my character is, and making the audience believe. My family is very supportive. My children, I often, in most of my bios, I thank my children because I gave up theater for a few years because I wanted to be a good mother. So I stopped doing theater, and then I lost my way, and it was like I needed theater, and I didn't realize what was missing in my life. But theater was missing. So guess what? I bought a van. I put their sleeping bags and their snack packs in. I'm so serious, in my trunk. So you never know where they'd have to roll those sleeping bags out and be. My kids went to rehearsal with me, but my kids are theater trained. So my babies know when we get in this theater, I don't want to hear you.
So you're not the one with the baby running up on the stage?
No, and see, that's the thing. My children are now all thespians because of what we did. Like the first time I did The Wiz, and thank you for bringing this out because, oh my gosh, this makes me emotional. Hugh Carey was directing The Wiz, and I was at Coppin, and my kids, I was at Coppin. My kids were there every day, and he pulled me aside because I told him I had to miss rehearsal because I had to get my kids. He was like, you bring them babies. He was the first director that let me bring my kids. My babies were like, my oldest was 6, my boys were 1 and 2. I hadn't had Ocean yet, but my son sat on the front row, and when the Scarecrow, and this is what let you know that I have theater babies, the Scarecrow was saying his lines, he skipped the line. My son was 2, and he told him his line. Hugh Carey was like, I'm about to put you in here as assistant director. Hold up. My babies knew the script. And it was funny because Hugh Carey, I love him. He took my son and he was like, we're doing blocking and the Scarecrow not here. You want to stand on the stage? My son got out of his seat, bow-legged little self, got on the stage and stood there. And he was stood like he was, and it was so amazing to see that this was the part of my life that I was missing. So this is a part of me. I am, like I told you earlier, I can forget life for a minute. I can forget about my woes. I can forget about my pains. When I'm on stage, I become the character. I came with a walker, but I'm not taking my walker on stage. I'm going to walk when I'm on stage. I'm going to deal with that pain later when I get home. But when I'm that character, if that character didn't have a walker, I'm not going to have a walker. So you got to know if it's in you, it's in you. It's just there. So I've gone to theater production companies where they were like, can you do a Cockney accent? And I'm like, no, but I'm going to try. I got the part. Guess what? I was on that stage and I was sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, what do you want me to do? And my kids were like, Mommy, you had that accent the whole entire time. I was like, I sure did, dear. Watch me do this. And it's like, you just got to become that character. And that's I love a challenge. So that's why I do what I do.
I agree. It's something that I always felt being creative. I used to create small movies for high school projects. You know, like it's honestly it's a break from the norm. You know, you just kind of want to get into something not real. You know what I mean? Like you just want to break. But like I said, for me, like just creating movies, videos, and seeing how they play out, seeing how you play out behind that. That was always a thing for me. Yeah, and I think like with my family, we really weren't exposed to the arts like that. But my family is somewhat talented. They don't even know it. You know, like some, you know, you listen, you hear your folks might sing a song. You're like, oh, you actually do that little thing. Or you know, your family must come to see you in productions, and they say, well, you know, your great grandfather used to sing. You know, it's stuff that you didn't like. Why? Don't we know that? So why don't we really talk about, you know, that type of thing? But yeah, I love to be creative. I like for people to relax and just go in a zone, you know, because people deal with a lot, and you just want to kind of draw them in and just take them somewhere, you know, take them somewhere great that'll leave a, you know, an impression, a memory, or anything on them. So.
Well, I try to do it all. So I'm a performer. I act, sing, and dance. And as a child, it was fascinating. But as an adult, a lot of adults cannot find their passion, and the passion is what wakes you up in the middle of the night. What wakes you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep. And that's what this is. This is a passion. And when you have a passion, you can't live without it. You can't. It's attached to you. It's a part of you. Like if it leaves, it took your leg. Okay, you don't have your left leg, you can't walk no more. So I think the reason why we keep doing this as adults is because that passion is burning inside, and you have that lane to go through to bring people to a different area, a different space, a different perspective, and I love to walk in someone else's shoes. I've always said that. Excuse me, that I want to walk in someone else's shoes, and I think it's because my childhood, everyone's childhood has its ups and downs, and I said if someone could just walk in my shoes, they will understand me. And I like the fact that I get to experience someone else's life, and it helps me grow as a person. It helps me grow as an artist, and that's why I continue to do this.
What sacrifices have you all on top of that? I know my time away from children, but what sacrifices have you made?
Not a lot. A lot of sacrifices. When you're dealing with, especially working with the Carltaise Ransom, Royal Hughes Melanin Manor African Ensemble Theater, when you're dealing with something fresh and new, and for one, people don't want to give you chances. For two, people don't want to see you branch out and do things on your own. I remember the day that Carltaise came and told us about his vision. There was a cast of 11 of us, and he was like, "Hey y'all, this is what I'm trying to do. Anybody da 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 da." Two of us stepped out and said, "You know what? I'm gonna come and I'm gonna do this." And people were like, "Girl, you crazy." He didn't. And now here we are. 4 years later, it's like, look where we are. Look what we've done. And I've always, sorry, I keep doing that. I've always wanted to not just be an actress. I wanted to be a director because I've watched some of the best do it. And sometimes I'm like, if she would only, like, I've worked with the Donald Owens, the Aaron Undros, the Hugh Careys, the Laura Sly's of the world. You know what I mean? I've worked with. See, and that's the thing. I love so many. And I've taken something from all of them. So now, when I'm the director, it lets me see. Oh, this is why she was doing that. Oh, y'all don't want to be on time? Okay, so you know what I mean. So it's like different things that I want to do, but then I have to say, wait a minute. I'm an actress too, so I know why actors and actresses do the things that they do, because I'm an actress first. The sacrifices come when there's no money and you got to dig into your own pocket to pay those fees that somebody calls you on a Tuesday night and your play is supposed to go up on Saturday and say you haven't paid those fees yet, so y'all got to stop rehearsing. And you only got this amount of money in your bank account, but you haven't even sold any tickets yet. But those fees need to be paid. When you do that, you know it's real. That reality that's like, wait a minute, I'm calling Carltaise like, hello, let me tell you something. We got to pay this amount of money, and I got this amount of money plus $2 more in my bank account, but I still haven't bought dinner today. So how am I going to be compensated for this? That was a sacrifice. That was a sacrifice. But because of where we are and what we needed to do I look at this cast and say, y'all, we can't even rehearse tonight? Or do I go and pay that money to these people that's checking to see if we're rehearsing tonight? Because they want to sue us. They want that big money. That's the big plan. That's really what they want. But we haven't paid those royalty fees or you know what I mean? Yeah. So they literally called. They emailed that morning. But in the afternoon they called. Like we said, you can't even rehearse if you haven't paid these fees. And we close at 5 o'clock. And it's 4:20. What y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That's a real sacrifice. But I love that man right there. I'm just telling y'all, it's real. I'm serious. That's a reality that we had to deal with. I never on this end had to see it for what it was. If you don't pay that money, them people said you can't even rehearse. Not just take the script and no, if they come in here tonight, like they send somebody and we rehearsing, they want to sue us. And
that's why I'm pushing more for our academic theaters and our theater companies and our community theaters to be places where people can learn, because a lot of our actors see a Tyler Perry story or this person, and they go out and jump out there, and then they're in debt with this publishing company, or they're infringing on this person's music rights, or they're creating DVDs from the Wiz, and they're wondering why the publishing company about to sue them because they ain't read the fine line. And we have to begin to educate each other and educate the people who just jumping out there, because we are losing too much time, money, and energy just doing it our own way.
Amen.
And many of us had that conversation. I remember not liking Hugh Curry in my freshman year at Coppin because he didn't feel like I could do X, Y, Z. And I'm like, I'm going to show you I can do X, Y, Z. Instead of just listening to him. And now, you know, gotten a fabulous gene that he passed on to people. But, it, you know, just learning more. So for you, what have you sacrificed?
Everything. I literally right now am dealing with health issues, and I think the mindset is if the gift is in me, and I'm a spiritual person, I'm not trying to convert anybody, but if the gift is in me and God gave me the gift, He's also going to give me the grace and the mercy to do what I have to do.
Yes.
But it also has taught me a lot of things that you have to take care of yourself in this business, okay? Ain't no, in my best English, ain't no director, no script more important than yourself. But I think the biggest sacrifice is doing the work. The work is not easy. It's not easy. The lines
look easy.
The lines are not going to come to you magically. Okay, it's waking up in the middle of the night to make sure the lines are down packed, because if you don't get the lines down packed, they're going to your understudy to take your place. And I think that's the sacrifice. The sacrifice is doing the work. A lot of times people don't want to do the work. They want it to fall into their lap. It's just like anything else in life. They don't want to go through the process. They just want the blessing at the end of the situation. But you have to go through the process, and that's the sacrifice. I teach my kids now at Barbazine that you have to make sure that you do the work. It's going to take time. It's going to take energy. It's going to take commitment. It's going to take dedication. But you have to do it. That's the biggest sacrifice. I think training your mind, changing your mind, conforming your heart to do the work.
Amen.
Okay,
it's called metanoia.
And you gentlemen?
I mean, I totally agree. Sacrifice is, for me, probably time, but time doing what? You know what I'm saying? So I know that, like Rakael said, time to educate yourself, time to really, you know, that's what you're sacrificing. Time that you could probably be just sitting there watching, catching up on your DVR. That's time that you could be reading up or following up on copyright infringement or stuff like that. Stuff that I wouldn't even think about considering. You know, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to read this script you gave me, okay. But not really thinking more so the business aspect of the things, you know, where though.
Well, you skip over that because you went a couple pages. It's right down the front cover.
Right.
Publishing company.
You know, and time, that's probably what I sacrifice. And then, like I said, I could be doing DVR watching or something. But that time is put in to make what you present awesome.
Amen.
You know, and then that's the rewarding part. Is just dedicate yourself to that. You know, I'm at work with headphones on, listening to my lines in my ear. You know, I'm like, okay, I think I say this here, but it's consistent. Doing that and doing your regular job work.
Yes.
You get emails and get called to meetings, and you know, but you still want to be in that. You want to dedicate that time so that your craft can be enjoyed.
Did you ever see yourself making those types of sacrifices?
Not this late in age, no. You know, I feel like I missed out because I felt like I should have stuck with it. Like I really should have really stuck with it. Now I'm kind of like, am I too old, or I should have really did this? But now whatever time I started, I think that's a good time. And I just got to get back to what I thought I should have learned, which is kind of where I am now. Like, you know, I watch them like, oh man, he did say do that, or you know, like now I'm going back to that, and that's again that time I gotta sacrifice to put myself in that position so that I can grow, you know, in the craft. So.
And you, sir?
Well, the sacrifice is definitely the time and making time, especially when you're involved in different things at the same time and trying to find time for this and trying to find time for that. And you have to make yourself sit down and study because, like Rakael said, those lines are not going to magically appear in your. In your
But one
brain.
day they just go like,
You gotta make yourself
That's what I
better.
thought.
You really thought that?
I'm kidding.
so you hear that long pause on stage.
But not only that, we're in the age where people use technology for everything. I am an old school. Give me a script and a pencil because I need to write something in.
They got this app. There's a couple of people that use that.
A script learner. It's called script learner.
I don't use that.
They just convert the script into the situation.
Right. But then that's why they keep forgetting the blocking. Because you didn't pencil. When I think about the script and on page 3, I wrote down in that corner, get up and walk across. Like, I need to put my blocking in my script and know where I have to get up and do this.
I need paper.
So,
Well, that's the significance of community theater, educational theater, because it teaches us. I don't care how far advancement and technology goes. You still got to learn the lines.
Oh, yes.
You still got to learn your blocking. You still have to be in character.
Yeah.
I don't care what your tablet has said, because when it dies, what do you have? You have to go
back to your script. That script is rolled up in the bottom of the bag with some coffee on it. See. Nah.
So as we kind of close out, and it's unfortunate because time does end at some point, my question to you all is, what advice would you give to your 17-year-old self, and what question would you ask your 100-year-old self?
I love you. I love that you even... Okay, and I like going first, thank you. My 17-year-old first would be to stick to the plan. My 17-year-old self, that advice would be stick to the plan, because at 17, I knew everything. So I should have kept knowing everything.
Everything?
I knew everything. You can tell me nothing at 17. At 17, I was a dancer. I was doing, people were calling me to come and be back up in these videos and da-da-da-da-da. But at 17, if I'd have stuck to the plan, where I veered off the plan was when I snuck those booty shorts out and, not stuck to the plan. You know, I was wearing,
you took those shorts home.
I took the shorts out the house.
Oh.
I used to wear them around the house, but I took them out the house to dance in the back of somebody in a video.
What school did you go to?
Southwestern.
Oh.
Yeah, Southwestern. Yeah, I'm Mrs. Southwestern. I graduated from there, and I got married there. But so I snuck the booty shorts out, and see, in dance class, you know, you wore leggings, you wore tights, you wore the big T-shirt, you wore the. But somebody said, "I want you to be in my video," and I ran back in the house and I grabbed them booty shorts. And
booty shorts get you every time.
And see, but that's the thing. If I'd have stuck to the plan, I'd have been at the Arena Players that Saturday morning for that dance class that I was supposed to be at.
That moment.
Oh yeah, I remember the moment. But I was at Druid Hill Park in the back of somebody's video, and that's before it was called twerking. It was called popping it, Luke. But I was in a video, so.
Who was the artist?
I'm not even gonna talk about it because now they are on to better things than working with Druid Hill, and they were doing stuff, and I'm not even gonna go there. But we were in Druid Hill Park, and we were shooting some little stupid bit. You know, when you had a big giant camera on the shoulder. Yeah,
it wasn't stupid because you had them booty shorts.
But let me tell you about these booty shorts. My mama saw that videotape. I couldn't be in no more videos. I couldn't be in no more dancing nowhere else.
See, that was a lesson learned, baby.
That's where I started dancing.
You could have been 40-some years popping it.
I probably would have, but I'd have been on the Oscars opening. You know, I'd have been opening for the Academy. I'd have been dancing on.
You know my dad in your story.
But see, what had happened was my mama said, if you don't dance in church, you don't dance nowhere. So I had to go all the way back. Yeah. So no more long flowy skirts. And then I started making the skirts because my mom. Anyway, but stick to the plan. To my 17-year-old self, stick to the plan.
Get you therapy for
not veer off to my own plan. Stick to the plan. To my 100-year-old self.
What question?
What question would I ask my 100-year-old self? I would ask my 100-year-old self, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Everything that I've done, like, it's not about me anymore. I have children now. So my children, I live vicariously through them. So whatever they want to try, I allow them to try. I don't care. People look at me like I'm crazy. I have a son that's 17 years old, and this is his first year as a competitive cheerleader.
Okay.
Everybody looks at us like, oh my goodness. What is he doing? Why is he? He's the only boy on the cheer squad. Started off with 3. Now he's the last boy standing. But when I say my son is dedicated, if we start investing in this is what you do. If you tell me this is what you want to do and you go and we start spending time and spending money on this, guess what, baby? That's what you do. Till this season is over, that's what you do. So before you tell mommy this is what you want to try, you better be serious. So when I say I support them in everything, I didn't have that growing up. But now, I don't care what they want to try. They want to try it, I'm gonna let them. My son had a lacrosse stick, flipping it back and forth. I'm like, oh, you want to? I'm gonna find one of them too. That's what our children, they are our future. If we don't pour into them and invest in them and give them what they need to be successful, they're never gonna go anywhere.
Right.
But these are our future doctors, lawyers, and everybody that we're gonna need next week, next year. And if you're not investing in them now, they're gonna be lost. So you have to pour into them. I tell my sons it's okay to cry. It's okay. Men cry.
Yes,
you
feel
need
your
to cry.
feelings.
Hold it
Feel
all that
your
in and bottle that up
feelings.
and will have
Yes.
you beating and banging on somebody. And before I allow you to do
Feel
that,
your feelings,
I will
man.
chop your hands off.
Feel your
So as
feelings,
I'm
man.
that mother. So I talk to my children and I go back and I reiterate it and I come back and I say,
Yes.
was it worth it?
Was it worth
There
it?
you go.
My
What
17,
advice?
yes, I would tell my 17-year-old self, that girl you see in the future, write the details of her and work towards it and don't get distracted. That's what I would tell her. Then, my 100-year-old self,
What question
I
would
would
you
ask, is your joy intact?
Okay. Got a message going around.
Okay. Hey, my
What you got?
17-year-old self, you better. I think I was a good kid. Stick to the plan, honestly, and that's the truth. I got, I did set a goal when I was in high school to go to college. That was just my goal. And I went to a high school where a lot of the high school enrollment was low, and they didn't believe kids that went to my school would go to college, let alone finish. So I did that, and I made sure that was something I had to do for me. At 17, I just wish I could have told myself maybe invest. Think about investing, like invest. And at a 17-year-old be like, well, what's that? But I think if I had known that at 17, I might be a millionaire.
Yes, sir.
But you know it now, so what you doing?
I'm trying to work. Listen, I'm cleaning up some credit and trying to get it back on track. It's gonna take a while because I had a nice little decade before me. I had a ball. I ain't gonna lie, I had fun. But I would say, yeah, just stick to the plan and do a little better than that plan. My 100-year-old self, pretty much like they said, I was gonna say, are you pleased with what with everything? As you look back over your life, are you pleased?
Do you still got them booty shorts?
Actually, I do because
I was gonna say that.
Big Daddy can't sign my shorts, so I held on to mine. Right, he signed them right there.
Invest.
Exactly.
To my 17-year-old self, I would say you're worth it. Believe in yourself and love yourself, because I didn't always love myself.
I love you.
Thank you.
Oh, bro.
I didn't love myself at one point.
I love him.
And I went through low self-esteem and was trying to get other people to love me, but now I do love myself and I know my worth, and I'm focused. So, and as my 100-year-old self, I was asked, do you have any regrets? Is there anything that you missed that you wanted to do?
This sounded on point. Some people come in here with like skewed, and there's no right or wrong answers, but you can tell where people currently are by the question they ask and the advice that they give. So as we close, can you tell us where we can get tickets at, where we can find you all on social media for people to contact you, to book you, to send you food stamps, whatever it may be.
You can cash app all of us. Cash app all $CIMEEKA1. That's my cash app. Anyway, so this is the Royal Hughes the Carltaise Ransom Royal Hughes Melanin Manor African Ensemble Theater. You can find us on Facebook under all of that. Rewind it a little bit and write all the words down, and then go find us on Facebook. The play will be December 15th.
The Good Life.
The Good Life. December 15th at the Arc Social Club. That's 2426 Pennsylvania Avenue on the corner of North and Pennsylvania. Just
You know where
we live in the community. Just go past everything you see that you don't like. Just push forward and come on in the doors. It will be worth it. It's what Black Wall Street would look like if it still existed today.
We got a cash bar. We got $5 plates.
The tickets are $20.
Y'all on this $5 plate.
Yes.
Everybody gets it.
See, because we know you can't get a meal for $5 these days. $5 don't buy you a whole meal. We about to feed you and food good. Where can they get tickets now?
They can get tickets either on Eventbrite or you can contact any cast member and get tickets, or you can
Timeeka
call
Wilkins Addison. Hit me up.
You can call 443-516-7807 if you want to call about tickets. Yes.
So we'll post the link to the tickets also on our social media. So thank you all for coming. Next up, it is the Cocktail Social. They about to get sauce.
Oh, cocktail.
And yeah, they about to get it. Warm up from the cold. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank
I can't wait to see this production of it. So again, we'll be back on this Monday. We'll be airing the DDM's interview from last Monday. We'll actually be airing it on live on this Monday. So definitely stay tuned for that. Mr. Lulu himself, DDM. So thank you all for coming out. Appreciate you for
having us. We appreciate you
braving the cold, frigid
You are
weather.
amazing.
Come back anytime.
Don't say that.
I mean it. Plenty of slots available.
Hey.
So again, thank you all for coming out. Stay tuned for the Cocktail Social, and it is what it is right after that. Again, thank you, bless you all. The Artist Exchange Radio Show only on BigExposedRadio.com.
Like the one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you, but you can't listen.